I find Speaker Pelosi's comments very interesting and a bit ironic when she's talking about whether or not she hates the president of the United States and whether or not that has any motivation in why she's proceeding with these impeachment hearings without a whole lot of hard evidence. First, I find it interesting because Nancy is invoking, her Catholicism as if there's no way that she could hate the president because she's a Catholic, and she finds that offensive that somebody would even ask her that as a Catholic. Well, I find that ironic because when you look at some of the things that Nancy Pelosi, the leader of the Democratic Party, and some of the things that they stand for are totally anti-Catholicism. And I'll give you three right off the bat. Abortion. Totally a big no-no for a lot of Catholics I know. They hate it. Catholicism is very strong against the protection of the unborn. Same-sex marriage and transgenderism, right? So my question to Nancy is, Nancy, are you only a Catholic when it's convenient, or are you willing to be a Catholic and stand for your religion when it's unpopular as well? And I think the second reason that I find her statements really odd is because of this. Now, I'm not a Catholic like Nancy, but I'm a Christian, and many people know that Christianity and Catholicism share many beliefs. They're very, very similar, as a matter of fact. And both religions, worship Jesus Christ as the Savior of mankind. And so it's interesting because the only reason that we needed a Savior in the first place is because as humans, we are so sinful, we're so broken, and in many cases, we're so wretched. So what she's saying is basically the equivalent of, I find it offensive that you would accuse me of hatred because I am a Catholic. That's like me saying, because I'm a Christian, I find it offensive that you would accuse me of being a racist, homophobic, a bigot, a murderer, a rapist, anything, as if because I'm religious, I couldn't be guilty of any of those things. And it's ironic because looking at human nature and looking at myself, not only am I capable of all of those things, but I've actually been guilty of many of those things. And that's the very reason that I needed a Savior. And so as we get ready to go into the Christmas season, that's what I think a lot of us should be focused on as we celebrate the birth of Christ. Because it's not about presents, even though Hollywood and the media and culture has tried to take us away from that. It's actually about God sending his son, Jesus Christ, to be the Savior of the world, because not only are all of us capable of hatred and every other sin, but most of us are guilty of many of them.